हूँ अबीर पांडे और मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि इंस्टाग्राम पे एक पेज नागपुर के हेरिटेज के बारे में देखने के बाद उस इंसान के बाजू बैठ के उनसे उनके यहाँ तक की स्टोरी और उनके लाइफ के बारे में बात करने का मुझे मौका मिलेगा.
Hello Abeer, I remember how we started on Instagram about you asking me about the places and their history, ये कहाँ है and all that stuff, and that is how we started, and it is so great to have this conversation with you today.
So shall we start?
Yeah, for sure.
So most of the people are fascinated with your work, and the most common question that pops in everyone's mind is like, why you started doing this?
Okay, so I would like to answer this question with a question which I got the most, which is Nagpur में क्या है? And when I posted about stuff, another question was ये नागपुर में है क्या? Right? So that is how it started. Personally for me, it was my introduction to Nagpur's heritage was from a heritage walk that I attended just after the 10th. I was like a school going kid, and that was the time when I realized Nagpur has so much of history, so much of heritage, which needs to be researched first of all, and then made out to the people. So that is how it started, and then I started researching about stuff, going to places, asking people about the places which they know, then cross-checking what actually is the history to it. Then comes the last part, which is posting on Instagram. So that was about it.
So why do you think that people don't know, or people are not aware about Nagpur's history and heritage?
Okay. So I personally think there has been a vacuum in Nagpur's history, be it a vacuum of researchers, be it a vacuum of good historians in Nagpur, or the general citizens who are not aware, or they were not made aware of the places they have or the places they live in. So we see many people from Mahal area itself who have no idea about what this road was called, or what this area, like what historical significance that place has. So there are many books, there are many primary resources, but then it needs to be well researched, and that is why I think maybe Nagpur is, people think Nagpur is underrated in terms of history and heritage.
And that is they are getting from you, so that's a good thing. So your heritage box are filled with information. So I would like to ask, what do you refer for this kind of knowledge and information?
The thing I love the most about researching, or the thing I read, are the primary sources. So primary sources mainly come in English and the Marathi ones. So English are the ones written by the British itself, who visited Nagpur at certain time, say 1790s, or a time before that during the Birdy battle, 1870s or so. Then we have the Maratha primary sources, which consist of newsletters from the Peshwa from his agents at Nagpur. So they are the thing I love the most. Again, they are in old Marathi, which is quite a task to read, and most of the times we are unable to understand what actually it has to say. Apart from this, then we have some books, then books about Nagpur's history which have been there since long. Like when I think about books, so first book that I recall, or I would call it the Bible of Nagpur's history and heritage, would be a book by Kare. So it was like a century ago he wrote about Nagpur's history. Then there has been a long list of people writing about Nagpur stuff, referring to again these sources. Another thing that I would want to add here is, if someone from Nagpur or any other place wants to have an introduction towards Nagpur's history or the places it has, so two things which one needs to read are the Nagpur's District Gazette, Maharashtra District Gazette, which covers quite a nice set of history. Then we have few books by many historians, and of course, like if you Google, you might find some books, not the websites and not Wikipedia. So Wikipedia is not, of course, the thing which you might want to refer to.
So this is a bit fun one.
Yeah.
So what kind of people you get in your walks?
Okay, so thinking of it, I would like to classify them into some sorts. So we have the enthusiastic ones, which consist of the major, which are the most in any walk or say any gathering. So they are like, ये क्या है, वो क्या है, ये कैसा था, वो कैसा था. So they are the enthusiastic one. Then we have the picture freaks. So they are more into photography and stuff, and like you have to tell them ki let's move forward, and it's like clicking pictures and all that stuff. Then we have the ones who are the interrogating ones, I would call them. So they are like asking so many questions about Nagpur, about stuff which might seem irrelevant at that place, but then it's like it is so much fun to have all these kinds of people, and this is what makes a heritage walk or a place where we are meeting similar minded people, which makes all this fun.
So I would like to ask that like how do you catch people's attention on your work?
So that was a task to certain extent, because when I started posting about Nagpur and all that, so first initially what I did was just reading stuff and then posting. Then I realized that no one gives a thing to it and no one actually knows. So that is the point where I realized that we have to first unlearn some stuff which people know, which might be wrong, and then start from the basics. So that is how it started, and that is what I personally gave my attention to. About the stories on Instagram, so I make it more connectable. For example, if we are in Mahal, or say we are talking about a person, say for example Appa Sahib Bhosle. So we don't have any structure or his samadhi in Nagpur, but then if you relate him with Birdie Battle or say any other sort of event which happened at Sakkardara or at this place, that place, so that is how you relate, and this is what makes people connect to their area or their city in general. So that is the thing I pay attention to, and that is what I sort of yeah, so that was about it.
So what will you do if you ran out of places, like heritage places or
right.
historical sites?
Of course. So speaking about Nagpur, unfortunately we don't have so many places as much we have in other cities. So lucky them. About Nagpur, yeah. If I ran out of places to post and to read, there is much more to Nagpur history which needs to be researched, which I have been researching, and now when I am so much into this, I realize this is just the start, and this is not there is way long to go, way long to research. If I ran out of places, I would say I would again post them with a different information, because if we take one temple or one vada, so it has a lot of stories. Say like minimum 10 would be the thing, minimum 10. Every structure has like 10 stories to tell, and that compiles about 10 posts. So if we have like 20 temples in Nagpur and 30 bags which were there, so that is a long way to go, I think.
Yeah, so this is a kind of personal question. Being an artist, what places would you refer me to go to paint and do plein air painting there?
Okay, so talking about secluded places for artists, it would be Sonegao. First thing that comes to mind is Sonegao. The area behind Sonegao, Amrai, was again a bag in the 18th century. So that is the place where no one usually comes, and it is a bit quiet, nice place with some heritage to paint. Another one I would say Rukmini Mandir, the most famous. Most famous among the Nagpur's temple and Nagpur's heritage in general. Then we have Kashibai Rajghat. So these three places are a must visit for the people too. And then for people like you who would want to paint some nice stuff.
So this was really nice, and we would like to thank OCLF for giving us this opportunity to talk about your work in front of us.
Totally, I would agree with you on this, and it was very nice talking to you, Kabir. All thanks to all thanks to Orange City Literature Festival, who gave us this opportunity where by creating a platform where we share our stories. So thank you so much, OCLF.
Thank you, everyone.